that's better. I just couldn't get the angle right today. Anyway, welcome, stargazers, to Soul Whispers. I'm Liz, and we meet here once a fortnight for the new moon and the full moon. And of course, on Saturday, we've got a super new moon in Taurus, and it's one of 3 super new moons. Why is that important? With everything else going on this year, it is massively important. And it's a lot to do with communication and being authentic, really. So being authentic to your own needs. And it sounds weird, but by being authentic to your own needs will empower other people. I've got my crystal ball out. I've got 2 actually, because we haven't got crystal balls, have we? We don't know what's coming up, what's around the corner, what challenges are going to be set for us. But we do know that we can respond in certain ways. And sometimes you just don't want to respond, but you kind of have to. And I think that's what's being tested with us right now, and probably will be for the next 3 months. So we're a year 1. We're the start of a new cycle. Many people have departed us already, or looked like they were going to. I mean, physically departed. You know, their time has come and gone. And this is huge. You know, this, I can't, energetically, this is, you know, we're living history again. We've been doing a lot of living history in the last 10 years, haven't we not? Don't you think? We're still doing it. So it's a time to let tears flow and smiles grow. That's probably the biggest message coming out of this. And I got that information from Elizabeth Peru, and I just thought that's perfect. Those words are perfect at the moment. So it was got super new moon in Taurus. Sorry, I thought I could hear something then. Notice all the repetitive messages, so more than 3 coming through. So if you've got lots of similar things being said to you by different people, pay particular attention. I did have that. I'm always a little bit ahead of the game. So I had lots of people asking me how they could help me. And I was like, nobody ever asks me how they can help me. And it came from 3 or 4 different people all at once. And I thought, I need to listen to this. I'm being asked by universe how I can help myself by asking others to give me a hand sometimes, which isn't easy. It's just not easy, is it? When you're the person that does all the running around, it's really hard sometimes to accept other people's help. But you have to find ways around it, because we're living in a new year. You're setting a precedent for the future. So what else can I say? On Monday, so we've got the new moon on Saturday, but on Monday we've got Chiron and Mars linking up. So with Chiron, it's all about, it's the wounder, isn't it? Or the wounded being healed. So it's, what have you been through and overcome? And there's plenty. I'm croaky today, but I think it's a hay fever more than anything. Oh, hang on, let me just do a little spray. Cover my tea up. That does smell nice. Some clary, no, it's not clary sage. It's Palo Santo and white sage. It's lovely. And a little bit of gin, I think, and water, distilled water. You can make your own. It's a lot cheaper than buying other people's, I've come to realise. Don't get ripped off with cheap shit. Make your own. Why not? It feels nicer too, because it's something that you've done for yourself. Right, so Mars. Yep, so if you've recognised what you've been through and overcome, then you've also got the strength of Mars to act on the truth. But make it the truth for yourself. Don't make it the truth about somebody else to help you wallow in your victimhood. this is straight speaking now, isn't it? I'm straight speaking. I'm not mincing my words. The words are coming out quite. I think it's going to be quite an interesting reading. Often on a new moon reading, it can be quite sharp. So I'm trying to say the words that are coming from spirit, but without the edge. But it's true though, isn't it? Listen to the truth of yourself. Don't listen to the truth of what you want it to look like. Don't listen to ego's truth. Listen to soul's truth. What is the truth of the situation? You'll be quite enlightened by your answers. And if you've been challenged on this, sit with it for a bit. Right, so Saturday is also a master day, a 22 master day. All the numbers add up to 22. It's new moon for manifesting, and it will carry on through to June and July. You know, what do you need to feel, think about your own. What have I written there? I can't see because the light's shining on it. It's at an angle. What do you feel, think about your own extended way beyond now? Oh yeah, I get it. Yeah, so whatever you think, feel now. I wrote empathy somewhere as well. Where did I write that? Empathy. Yeah. Remember, you were born with empathy, telepathy, and heightened perception. You're born with that. It's the beliefs of family cycles that kind of stop you from continuing to believe that you are soul, because you're here for earthly experience, to be a human being, you know, star in a meat suit, really. So, you know, if you're not sure, hold the intention. If you know, give permission to the universe to bring it to you. So, you know, this soul-led purpose action was all, last month was all about taking action, wasn't it? And it kind of continues into this month and June and July. So, you know, we've had these stelliums, Aries stelliums, with all these planets. There's 5 there at the moment. There was 7. So they're there for a reason. They're there to set us up. You know, it's everything's been stacked up to roll out the next 9 years. What's it going to look like? What was the last 9 years like for you? Well, for all of us, it was quite a toughie, wasn't it, really? We didn't know what we were leading ourselves into, but, you know, it was quite big. So on Tuesday, so we've got Saturday is a big day, Monday's a big day. Then on Tuesday, Venus is a key cosmic influencer. And Venus has been stepping in. I always think Venus is the love planet, really, isn't it? So it's kind of like mother's love comes back. So Venus is the cosmic influencer. Who are you as soul? Not ego. Leave the ego, put the ego bags down, stand in your soul for now, until July at least. Because whatever shows up for Venus on Tuesday and for you is going to be around for the next 4 weeks. You can work on it if you need to. I mean, I would say that a lot of this is all to do with communication, really. I did get the Queen of Wands fell out, so I'm going to read that one in a minute. Actually, I could do that now. Let me do it now. So Queen of Wands. We were given that one this morning. I quite like the Queen of Wands. Kind of feels like mother energy, if you know what I mean. Where is she? She's got to be here. Very croaky. Don't know why I'm croaky this morning. We need a bit turquoise. Queen. Actually, I probably do need a bit turquoise. Have I got any in there? Let's see. Let's put it to the test. Let's see if my oh, has instantly. Has it? If I'm still croaky, then this needs cleansing probably. But if my croakiness has gone, it has. I don't feel croaky now. Have another slab. Yeah, if you've got any turquoise and you need to support with communication, wear it. You don't have to wear it on your neck or throat. You can just put it on your finger. That's instantly, my voice it doesn't feel croaky. It might do in a minute though, we'll see. So, Queen of Wands is pictured as a statue. No, as a statuesque. Might have to just move these forward slightly so I can get that. Is that better? Statuesque woman of regal bearing. She holds a tall staff in one hand, a symbol of her authority. Often she sits on a throne, robed and crowned, but some decks show her as a well-dressed matron figure, upright, socially prominent. This queen represents a woman who is in possession of authority and shines in her endeavours, a lioness. Warm, generous and loving. She is honourable, creative, intelligent, friendly and mature. Her voice is well worth taking. Her advice. Oh, I said voice, didn't I? Her advice is well worth taking, and she will be a loyal confidant or provide valuable assistance. A natural leader. She may be the head of a business, social or philanthropic organisation, or a political figure. If this queen does not represent an actual person, she indicates that now is a good time for you to move forward in business or creative venture. That was all the way through what I was reading this morning to pick out the bits to put on my board. It's all to do with communication, taking action from last month and standing in your own power of what you truly believe you are and what you came here to be. Soul-led. So, if the queen does not forward in business or creative venture, if the queen represents you, you have the qualities within yourself that you need to succeed. Remember, you were born with empathy, telepathy and heightened perception. You've got all the tools you need. You are enough. So that was given to me before I'd even written the board out, completed the board and chosen the cards. I went to pick these up and they all fell out and that one was on its own. So I thought I'm going to use it. Perfect. I love my cards. I really do love my cards. I think I'm going to start with a moon. I've got two moons. So I'm going to start with Moon Magic and end with Queen of Moon Oracle. So let's have a look at Moon Magic by... I don't know if this has got a name on it actually. I don't think it has. I might test this ring in a minute and take it off and see if my voice goes croaky again. Think it will. We'll test it. Marie Bruce. So this is Moon Magic Book and Oracle deck. Or book and cards, it just says. Let's put my phone out the way. Oh, I've got my little friends today. So I've got my beautiful red jade horse for Year of the Horse. I've got my Shriva stone for femininity, really. Balancing femininity. And then I've got my two beautiful crystal balls. And I've got my little hands, my crystal hands. Love those, look. See that? Because we hold everything, don't we? Really, we do hold everything. We just forget that we hold everything. Okay, so, oh, already 3. We're in a 3, aren't we? Because we've got the 3 new moons, and that's a waxing crescent. So let's see what it says. 3, waxing crescent moon. Serendipity, motivation, change. I think there is going to be quite a lot of serendipity, actually. You're going to go places and see people and make connections, and it's all just going to come together. Like, you know, Queen of Wands type energy as well. The waxing crescent moon is a dynamic card of movement. Your path is being smoothed out before you, and it may start to feel like heaven and earth are being moved in your favour. Yes, please, I'll take some of that. Things will begin to fall into place quite naturally, and you are safe to let this happen. You're safe to let this happen. Can't stress that enough. Look out for happy coincidences and serendipity. Oh, I love this. For they tend to occur when this card turns up. It is also a card of trust, and you need to believe that things are changing for the better. While any kind of change can be unsettling, the change indicated by this card are usually positive ones. You are being asked to take positive action, so it's action again, towards your goals and maintain your motivation. Even small steps will get you somewhere, so take whatever action you can right now to move your dreams closer to reality. This could be something as simple as a web search, a phone call, an email. But do something now. And it's saying to do it now, isn't it? We've already read that. Do something now while the current energies are on your side. And boy, they are. You know, believe that. I put soul. Who are you? Who are you as soul? Yeah. Higher standards. Yes, higher standards set intention for Monday. So start thinking about where you want to be and ponder that on Monday. I think that would be a good thing to do, actually. Soul-led purposeful action because of these stelliums in Aries. If you're not sure, hold intention. So think about it. If you know, you've given the universe permission to bring it to you, so it's coming. Yeah. And you know, we're being backed up already, 2 cards in, so that's got to be quite good, isn't it? I'm croaky again. Didn't last long then. This could be something as simple as web search. Although you might be able to see a clear path ahead, taking a few decisive steps forward will help you in the overall manifestation process. And this is perfect because we're in a new moon. So take action and help to bring your goals to fruition. I would just err slightly on caution. I have seen a few other astrologers and spiritual type people talking about this new moon and saying be careful. So just do it with love in your heart, please. We've got enough sugar flying around at the moment, haven't we? We don't really need to stack up anything, because don't forget, things come back threefold. So if you're manifesting from an ego point of view and you're not doing it with love in your heart, it will come back to you threefold. Do it with love in your heart, do it for the greater good, and what comes back to you will be threefold still. Do you see what I'm saying? Law of attraction. Has she been out? No, I don't know. She didn't. It's raining today. Zula doesn't like the rain, so I might have to pause and let her out in a minute. I don't think she went out for very long, put it that way. Okay, so this deck has been calling me, and I was thinking, well, does it fit? I don't know if it does. Alana Fairchild, and it's Kuan Yin Oracle, blessings, guidance, enlightenment from the Divine Feminine. So I thought today, as we're heading to, 3 new moons, and we've got Venus energy, I thought I would have a little look at Kuan Yin. Can you wait a little while, Zula? Well, that popped out. What's that one? The Lotus Throne. And it's 37, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1. I might just, before I read that, I might just pause and go and let the dog out, because otherwise we're going to get her asking for a tiddle all the way through. So I'm going to be back in 2 ticks. Hang on. Okay, where were we? Put the ring back on. Kuan Yin. The Lotus Throne. 37 adds up to 10. 1. They give it. See, they give us gifts all the time, don't they? So 37, 33, 35, 37. Do I need my torch on this? I might do, actually. Let's get the glasses now. Let's clean the glasses. Okay. What does it say? I've got a shadow. The same lotus wisdom that enlightens beloved Kuan Yin and all spiritual masters is the very same lotus light within you now, within your own heart, beloved. It can take great courage to trust your own inner light to ascend the throne of your own inner spiritual authority, especially if the light of others around you seems more powerful than your own. You are being asked to trust this inner guidance above all others now. Have faith in your own heart. Know that you are divine. So our daughter's just coming home. She's not going to let the dogs out because they'll all start barking. She doesn't know that I've just let them out. So there are times on the path that we can greatly benefit from assistance from others. What was I saying earlier? In fact, these times are almost always. A true spiritual master, teacher, guru, guide or healer has the same role: to connect you with conscious awareness of your own inner light, so that you may come to realise the spiritual power, authority and beauty that you are in truth. That you are in truth is the same spiritual power, authority and beauty that you may see and honour in them. Namaste, isn't it? Sometimes we might need to Sometimes we might need an external guide to help us make that connection. Sometimes we are closer to our own divine wisdom than we consciously realise. But we just don't choose to see it, do we? Those signs that come through, those serendipities that cross our paths, we just put them down to coincidence or, psychosomatic feelings, that kind of thing. But actually, when you look at a pattern, start keeping a journal. It's quite enlightening. Sometimes we are, others may know more of what is good or true for us than we do ourselves. Sometimes, out of habit or conditioning, it is just easier to see the divine light in others than within our own heart. This oracle has come to you to guide you to trust that your own inner teaching is growing stronger. And it said it on there, didn't it? That you have more spiritual wisdom than you may have previously acknowledged, and that you will benefit greatly from heeding your own heart's guidance at this time. Wow. Which, it's just what I've just said, it's just reread it in a way, hasn't it? Gosh, I mean, there's still quite a lot more to read. How many pages does it do in here? Okay. You are guided here to carefully discern the level of influence that others may be having over you. In your admirable willingness to be open, to learn and to grow, you are wise not to surrender your discernment. No matter how wise or powerful a teacher might be, it is wiser and more powerful still to always test what they seek to say to you by sitting with it in your own heart. Does all guidance you have been following feel true to your heart? I had this earlier in the year and all my alarm bells rang to tell me to get out of there, just get out. And I was really sick at the time. I'm getting sicker. It just wasn't a fit for me. The philosophy, the intent and the power. It was, yeah, I would have ended up being crushed, I think. So I got out, but it left me feeling quite flat and quite disillusioned for a while. It was an interesting time, but what was more interesting was I'd already had the signs. So I had repeated signs showing up, red flags, and I knew it was a test. And I got through the first part of the test fine. The second part of the test, a little bit more tricky. And I think if I'd have stayed and got in deeper, it would have been a harder lesson to learn. So this is what we're saying, the books, the spirit, me, you know, that you're given all of this stuff, the empathy, the telepathy, the, you know, heightened perception, you're given all of it. It's whether you choose to listen. And what you often hear yourself saying is, why did this happen to me? It didn't. It happened for you. You just haven't learnt yet. I may have learnt. That might have been the last person in my timeline to think that they can walk over me. But, you know, walk over me for what reason? Because I allowed it. That's the lesson. Don't allow people to walk over you. So I think that's what this is kind of saying as well, isn't it? So no matter how wise or powerful a teacher may be, it is wiser and most powerful still to always test what they seek to say to you by sitting with it in your own heart. Does all guidance you have been following feel true to your heart? Does it? Really? What's the ick? What's the ick you've got hidden? You need to bring it out, dust it off, talk to it. Seriously. Don't take that into a 9-year. At this time, the inner teaching, the gurus within all, the goddesses of light, of Kuan Yin, in your own heart, is speaking to you, urging you to trust your own divine nature more deeply than ever before. You are being asked to ascend to the lotus throne for your own divine soul. Trust your courage, beloved. Your journey is taking you into spiritual maturity, and you will need to acknowledge that you have spiritual authority within your own heart. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my stars. Oh my moon. Shall I just read that again? If I can find it. You can learn from others, but always honour your inner teacher, beloved, as this is your own unconditionally loving and flawless guide, the part of you that is pure divine wisdom, always has been and always will be. That wasn't the bit I was going to read, was it? But that's so true. You know, you've always had it. It's never going away. You've just allowed others, teachers, dare I say it, to dim that light. It's a dog. I don't know what she's doing. Healing ascension to the lotus throne. Sit or lie comfortably with your eyes closed and take your awareness to your heart chakra in the centre of your chest. Being aware of the light within, imagine that within this heart light you can perceive a beautiful throne, a magnificent chair or a lotus upon which a divine being of light sits in graceful, strong and compassionate pose. Quietly say, I now ask to connect with the wisdom and spiritual authority of the lotus throne and the being of unconditional love, light, and that dwells upon it in my own heart chakra now. So be aware of that being connecting with you through the divine love emanating from the eyes of this being, from the heart, from the energy field of the throne itself, which is strong, powerful and wise. As you allow yourself to truly receive the energy of this wise, illuminated being, you realise it is your own higher self. On the lotus throne, feel the peace and trust within yourself. Just let it be. Give yourself, God, this is quite powerful, isn't it? Permission not to have to understand or analyze it. When you have stayed with that experience for long enough, say, I am the light divine upon the lotus throne, eternally guiding and loving, drawing me back into the divine light of my own true nature. Om Pani Padme Hum. Om Pani Padme Hum. Somebody I know went for a hike up Everest, and the temples up there, that's what's written on them, isn't it? Om Pani Padme Hum. Hum. Yeah. Messages are all around us. Blimey. Okay, that was powerful. That's maybe quite warm. Now I'm going to take this off. Right, so where do we go from there? God, heck. Soul-led, purposeful action. Soul-led, purposeful action. Let's do the light card. So, Rebecca Campbell, work your light. You are lit up. Even without your lotus throne, you are lit up. Other people will see your light. And other people will try to dim that light. And here we go. Hold on a sec. Should I embrace my serendipity? Kind of spoils the energy slightly though, doesn't it? Where were we? Rebecca Campbell. Don't dim to fit in. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Have we already not said that, you know, it's okay to shine your light? Don't dim to fit in. Oh, how do I find that? I can't remember now. Don't dim to fit in. Let's see, don't. Something on my glasses, I think. Probably touched them at some point. Now I've got a smudge. Don't dim to fit in. No, I never can find them in here very well. There it is. Don't dim to fit in. Okay, is that on? I think the torch needs to, batteries I need to change. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Don't dim your light to accommodate someone else's smallness. We are all born to shine big and bright. The universe is expanding and you are part of the universe. So expanding is part of your nature. If someone makes you want to retract, notice and slowly back away. They are not for you and you are not for them. Better yet, find it within yourself to express and shine your light anyway. Yeah, express and shine your light anyway. Flowers don't open and close according to who is walking by. Well, some do actually, don't they, if you touch them? They open and show their beauty regardless. If others don't want to be around you or you make them uncomfortable, it's because you are shining. It's because you are shining light on the fact that you are It's because you are shining light on the fact that they are dimming to fit in. By choosing to shine bright, you may just inspire them to turn on their light too, or not. Keep your light on anyway. All relationships are essentially an energy agreement. The moment one person decides to rise up and allowing their light to shine, it changes the energetic agreement and can create some waves. That's completely normal. The relationships that are... Oh, what was that? Oh, there's a fly on the screen. Did you see that? I think we've just got a little bit of its lacy wing. This house is full of flies at the moment. I think it's because it was warm and they've cut grass and stuff. And now it's gone cold. They're looking for somewhere warm, so coming into the house. It's a nightmare. I'm not too sure I like their light at the moment. Yeah, so others won't because they were likely born under the proviso of, I love you as long as you don't shine brighter than me. Everyone's been in that situation, I'm sure. That's okay. Not all people are meant to be in your life forever, but the lessons they teach us can still live on. Work your light inquiry. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Are you dimming your light to fit in? I get that a lot with this kind of thing. So when I find myself in company that are really 3D, and if you're watching this, you're probably not 3D. And that was one of the reasons why I chose to come onto YouTube and put links up, so that those 3D muggles can scroll on. They can see that I've got something up, but if they're not drawn to it, they're not going to go and look at it. So I feel as if my audience is more authentic to the need rather than probably picking fun or not understanding and laughing at it. Not that that would worry me anyway, but it just feels that it's more authentic. I can shine my light more here than I can on a platform that would be like, oh, you're too much, Liz. Good. Walk that way then. I could actually say that to that fly that's decided to stay on the screen. Right, now keep looking at the Hedge Cutters Tarot. Hedge Cutters Tarot. Why am I doing the Hedge Cutters Tarot? Because we're all growing stuff at the moment, aren't we? So a lot of us have got plants that are coming up. We're planting seeds. Yeah, this hemisphere, I suppose. But no, I suppose in other hemispheres you still have plants, don't you? You still grow things. You're still trying to keep things alive through the colder months. We're still trying to keep things alive. And it's our growing season. So we had some good rain yesterday. And everything's suddenly gone very leafy. I had a terrible hay fever yesterday. But, yeah, so, oh, I don't need to wear that now. It just fell off. Did you see that? See how it came off my finger? Right, I'm going to take that one. Is it a tarot? It is, so it's upside down. Four of Earth, Willow again. So Willow's wands, isn't it, really? And I love Willow. Yeah, I can't tell you how much I love Willow. Right, so where's the book gone? Oh, it's here. So Four of Earth. I think the fours are all together, aren't they? Yeah, Four of Air. Four of Earth. Four of Earth. Seven of Earth. Oh, it's under the four. Fire. Each element. There we go. Right, so what does it say? Let's put it on here. Willow. Be a wise steward of your resources. Be flexible yet sturdy. Strong roots help young sprouts grow. Weaving tools and an unfinished willow basket. Sit on a wooden table. Oh, on the card. A sturdy ancient grandmother willow tree stands tall nearby. Her branch, oh yeah, I didn't really think about my willow tree being a grandma. Yeah, or feminine energy. So I've learned something today. Her branches bend in the wind. The harvest of the willow rods provide enough material for making many baskets. It's been a trial today, hasn't it? So dogs wanting loo, telephone ringing, dogs barking. Keep focused as best you can. So take time to gather your resources respectfully and carefully. Tend them well. Create space to preserve what you have gained. As a border plant, willow protects a natural area and creates sanctuary in the underbrush for the small animals. Young trees can be shaped and carved to fit the location. The pliable and hearty stems are prized for basket makers. Making tools for today is medicine for tomorrow. Building a foundation for future harvests. A tea made from the willow branches is used as a rooting hormone that helps other plants grow. Didn't know that. Give thanks to those who have given their life roots. Be as generous in sharing your gifts as your teachers have been with you. Crafting with the metaphor of earth. Frame an altar with willow branches. Place objects representing what you want to protect inside. Weave a willow basket around your wrist. A bracelet basket. Weave a willow bracelet around your wrist. Wear it to be flexible and strong. Shower your teachers with gratitude. Send a gift of natural art using willow. I think there isn't another one. Yeah. And also willow is digitalis. No, that's foxglove. Aspirin is willow, isn't it? So we get medicine from willow. Okay, now we've got the Nordic Tarot. The lovely Nordic Tarot. Oh, okay. We'll keep that one, Nine of Swords. As we were given it. I do like to spread myself about. So, Nordic Tarot by Jane Wallace. The magical Nordic Tarot, actually. By Jane Wallace. If they don't give a card, I'm just going to take that Nine of Swords. You're going to give me another card for the collective on this super new moon in Taurus. Oh, here we go. Oh, there's too many, actually. I only want one, please, because I've got one there. And I've got no idea of the time because we've stopped and started so many times. The Tower. Foundation. What's going to be crumbling around you in order to make something new. And then we've got, so the Nine of Swords is Nightmare Over in the normal tarot. And that's quite quick. Right, where's the book? So we'll do the Tower first. Sun, Tower. Nope, that's Tower. Foundations. Got Dragon. We were Dragon year last year, weren't we? Okay, so the Tower. I think I can read it without my torch, actually. A beautiful castle stands in an icy field. Once strong, sturdy and powerful, it is now burning to ashes on one side. A dragon, symbolising destruction, can be seen laughing among the flames. The other side remains firm and strong, affected by the attack. Side remains firm and strong, affected by the attack, but not destroyed by it. Like the Nordic warriors, whose legacies were often defined by fighting dragons, either making them heroes if they were victorious, or choosing their lives if they weren't, costing their lives if they weren't. The Tower symbolises the breaking and the rebuilding of your character. Yeah, because we are kind of, I mean, I've had that done to me loads of times, been broken down and rebuilt for jobs and stuff. And it's quite a process. And I suppose we are going through that a bit. The ones that can't cope are leaving spiritually. And the ones that are forging on have got to redesign their authenticity, leave their ego rubbish behind. Right, so keywords: destruction, endings, fear, restriction, freedom. Message: my foundations are strong. Meaning: a card of fate and forces beyond our control. The Tower symbolises a dramatic and unseen turn of events. Change and upheaval are likely now, as the fragile foundation of a situation in love, work or finance inevitably collapses. This card can indicate the loss of a job, ending of a relationship, or the closure of a business. However, like the Nordic gods, who believed the world would end during a final battle before a new world emerges, it signifies that you too can and will rise from these difficulties happier, wiser, and stronger than ever. We have kind of done that though, haven't we? The whole country is, well, the whole world is going through a transformation. It was believed an evil dragon-like serpent named Nidhogg lurked at the bottom of the tree of life, savagely feasting on its roots. Okay, so that's that one. And then we've got the night, so nightmare over. So mental conflict, it says, but I'll find it in the other tarot in a minute. So 9 of Swords. I think it's the one where the 9 of Swords, I'm sure it is. The 9 of Swords is the one where she's sitting up in bed like that and there's all those daggers. Let me see, Swords. Am I right? Yeah. Shows extreme anxiety, nightmares, tension, unhappiness and regrets over past mistakes or misfortunes when it appears the querent is in an unhappy and tense state of mind, whether or not the facts bear out the fear. Thus the suffering associated with this card may mostly be in your mind. Right, let's see what this one says. 9 of Swords. So 9 of Swords. Cups. Swords. 3, 6, 9. Keywords: resilience, inner strength, empowerment, challenges. The 9 of Swords is a card of... It's probably somebody just walking up the road. Valkyrie, that's enough. The 9 of... Oh, that's Wands. Oh, his swords then, his swords. No, well, there you go. Thank you, Val. Because I would have read the wrong card, probably. The 9 of Swords. Mindset, fear, anxiety, recuperation. The 9 of Swords symbolises the dark night of the soul. It represents a time when your mind becomes your enemy and negative thoughts follow you around like shadows. Sleepless nights and tearful outbursts are likely. Let tears flow, let smiles grow. Year 1. Wow. Sleepless nights, tearful outbursts are likely, and feeling of guilt, remorse and regret could invade your mind like a Nordic army. A loved one's distress may also weigh heavily on your shoulders, and crosses that you bear professionally and personally could seem too heavy to carry. Put the bags down. Pause, breathe and come back to the present. Your anguish may be strong, but your resilience of your spirit is stronger. Wow. You just know they're listening because they gave us that card, didn't they? And it fed in nicely with the card before it. Right, so now we'll do the Queen Moon one, and then I'll do the tarot, and then we're done for another 2 weeks. I feel as if I'm fitting an awful lot in between the 2 weeks that I come back and have a chat with you. So if I'm feeling that, I'm sure you are as well. It's been quite full on, hasn't it? 18-9. So we were a 9-year last year, which kind of feeds into the collapse of everything. And now we're in the year for rebuilding. So waning gibbous, pleasure. 18. Waning gibbous, pleasure. We could do with a bit of pleasure, couldn't we? 18. You are taking life too intensively or too seriously. The time has come to call in the pleasure of life. Seek light-hearted seek light-heartedness at this time. Focus on what would make you happy. Schedule in activities you find pleasurable. I open myself to the pleasures of life. In our search for a better life, something happened along the way. We forgot how to find real pleasure in what we do rather than just being diverted from the everyday life. Every day, life can be overwhelming, and our rational minds seem to need every available minute of our time to be able to cope with its demands. Is there no truer sentence than what I just read there? Life can be overwhelming, and our rational minds seem to need every available minute of our time to be able to cope with its demands. Yeah, I'm there. Pleasure has taken the back seat, or there is a pattern of it now forming destructive tendencies, such as binge drinking rather than simply having a wine or two with friends. Not in this house. A big part of pleasure is letting go. This does not mean surrendering or giving up. It simply means handing over all our admissions, stress and worries for a time and immersing ourselves in something joyful. When we don't allow ourselves to experience pleasure, whether in the form of laughter, play, sensuality or development of skills, we remain less than the whole and feel a wanting. No fun actually makes us dull indeed. No fun actually makes us dull indeed. Over time, we are much less effective in our emotional and work lives if we do not experience regular doses of pleasure. Our ancient ancestors knew the importance of pleasure in the forming of a healthy mind, body and spirit. There were gods and goddesses dedicated to happiness and pleasure of life, such as the Egyptian goddess Hathor. The temples of Hathor were a joyful place, full of songs and beauty. There were even small temples placed in her honour outside other major deities' temples, so that people could be in a happy and contented mental mood before entering to worship. The Egyptians clearly believed that having a positive and relaxed state of mind assisted in having a positive spiritual connection. And that's why that came out. The companion stone or metal turquoise. We could end it just there, couldn't we? And turquoise is the stone for communication. I'm going to leave my turquoise ring there now. Okay, last one then, tarot. What a blinding reading. I wondered what it was going to be like today. I thought it might be a bit sharp. And it felt like it was going to start off sharp. But there's one sticking out here. Just talking to me. There's two, actually. I'm going to take these two. So we've got the Ten of Swords after the 9. Who's going to stab you in the back? And we've got the Seven of Wands. You're a long way away today, aren't you? I couldn't get the camera right earlier. So I think we'll do the Ten of Swords first. Ten of Swords. Isn't that funny how that came out after the 9? Ten of Swords, upright. When the Ten of Swords appears upright, it suggests that you need to make a clean break from the past. We started off here. Somebody's got to make a clean break. Forget the past. There's no place for it in this 1 year moving into the 9 years from now. And I suppose I could be guilty of that. I've been doing a lot of talking about family dynamics, my extended family and stuff has come up a lot because my mum's not been very well. And it's a difficult one, isn't it? Are you always the person that resurrects the communication with family? Would they seek to speak to you, see you, acknowledge you if you didn't have any input? Why don't you stop and see what happens? It's quite interesting when you do. Okay, so pain and suffering. Whether this means a divorce, quitting a job, moving across the country, or changing a belief system, make the break cleanly, leave no loose ends, do away with previous illusions that have clouded your vision. Okay, so that's that one. And then we've got the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands. I can't think what the Seven of Wands is actually. But you're all screaming at me now, aren't you? Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is about courage and determination. It indicates that you are willing to fight for what you believe in and will stand your ground. I'm a fire horse at the end of the day. I actually had a boss say to me once, I left the job, you've lost your fight. And I said, I haven't come to work to fight. If I have to fight in my work life, there's something wrong. I went away and thought about that. I thought, I don't want a job where I have to fight. Fight for what? Fight for my job? Fight to support the community that I was supporting? Why do we need to fight? I've left it for the younger lot to bring on their fight. So, yeah, fight for what you believe in and will stand your ground. Previously, you might have fallen into complacency about how you are ready to face challenges. Upright, profit and gain come only after you have firmly held off your competition and your enemies. You may be outnumbered, but your determination will win the day. You are discovering inner resources and you hardly suspected you had, and using them to overcome obstacles. Thus you have the advantage and the will eventually achieve success by sheer force of will and personality. What the heck does that mean? I think we need another card. I'm sorry. It's kind of muddied the water slightly. Unless you're getting a message from that. But I just... Could we have a card to clarify that last card, please? No? What do you mean by... We've talked a lot about pleasure and I said about Venus is the key cosmic influencer. Come on, just one card, just to. I'm gonna have to split it. I'll split the deck. Chariot. Choose your battles. It's on the bottom of the deck. That was the bottom. Seven of Swords. Okay, right. Let's have a look then. Suddenly got a whole lot more interesting, hasn't it? So we've got the Chariot, Crossroads, Yin and Yang, right and wrong. Runny nose all of a sudden now. Can I find it? There it is, Chariot, upright. It's got a lot of reading on this one because it's a major card. I'm just going to do the upright. So, victory is assured. Things are moving fast. In this situation, you are completely, totally involved and happily so. whatever task is at hand can be accomplished. That's quite good, actually. That is a definite nod to what I just tried to fathom. Accomplished. Though the pace is faster than usual, you are attuned to the rhythm of it and the changes that are happening at your job, in your relationship, or in some community or worldly involvement. So it means all of us. By uniting the yin and the yang sides of your personality, you keep things going in the right direction. Good. So the other one was the Seven of Swords. I want to say that's a message, but I don't think it is really. Seven of Swords. Is it a message? Seven of Swords. When the Seven of Swords shows up, it urges caution in all dealings. Surreptitious action or indirect communication may be occurring. I can relate to this. Nothing is quite what it seems to be, and you have to use your wit to achieve your aims. Be wary of overconfidence. You may appear to be on top now, but imprudence could do you in. Oh no, no, that is right. That's not the upright bit. So let's do the upright bit. You have got the upper hand over a tricky situation, but you still need to exercise caution. Discretion and discrimination are required, as are diplomacy and evasive tactics. You may not enjoy this oblique approach, but you'll be more likely to achieve success this way. Okay, so that's the message. So, I've had a good reading, actually. I like the fact that it brought that turquoise ring into it. Next time I will see you will be a full moon. Yeah, and it'll be a blue full moon because it'll be on the 31st of May, won't it? So it'll be the second full moon of this month. We are in such a powerful, powerful, powerful astrological forecast. I can't explain that enough, really. It would take hours. But, you know, you've arrived here for a good reason. It may have sparked your curiosity. If you want to research more, you can have a look at Elizabeth Peru, Steve Judd. I get a lot of information from Steve Judd. He's got some big courses going on at the moment. I'd love to have done those, actually, but I just can't time-wise at the moment. What was it saying? Make room for pleasure. And who's the other person that I look at? Pam Gregory, Hagen Fox. So I'm not an astrologer, but I do follow it. Like, I watch the news and watch the weather forecast. So all I'm doing is I'm just forecasting the astrological weather. And then this part of it is where my true talents lie, in speaking to source energy, I guess, with the tarot cards. And you can do this as well. You know, you could just start off with a little deck of cards that call to you. You could go to a spiritual type shop. You could go to a bookshop. You could just have a look on Amazon, Etsy, wherever you like. I've given you the cards that I've used today. If you've got any questions, just ask. I won't bite. Anyway, you have a good day and happy super new moon in Taurus. Cheerio, bye.